to graph using a table of values, we need to choose numbers to plug in for x. So I'm just going to make a chart here, x, y. All right. Now the numbers I plug in for x, I'm going to be careful about the numbers I choose, because when we plug a number in for x here, we're going to multiply that number by -3 and then divide by 2. Now when you divide by 2, you want to make sure that the number you're dividing by is divisible by 2. That way you're dealing with whole numbers. You're not having to deal with decimals. It's not something that you must do. I just suggest it. So remember, I'm going to plug in numbers that are divisible by 2. Now the easiest number to plug in is 0. So I'm just going to plug in 0. And then just go up to 2, and then to 4. And then I'm also going to plug in -2. So let's start with -2. When you plug it in, 4x, do the math with me. -2 times -3 is +6. 6 divided by 2 is +3. And then 3 minus the 3 that you have on the end, this is the 3 on the end, is going to be 0. So that's your first point. Then we have 0. We're going to plug that in for x. When you plug it in for x, 0 times anything is 0. And then you have 0 minus 3, which is -3. The next number we plug in is going to be 2. When we plug in 2, we're going to take 2 times -3, which is -6. -6 divided by the 2 here is -3. And then minus the 3 in the end, bring that over. -3 minus 3 is -6. And the last number we plug in is +4. We'll take 4 times the -3, -12. -12 divided by 2 is -6. -6 minus 3 is -9. Notice the pattern, it's the change in y and then change in the x. The y is decreasing by 3 each time, whereas the x is going up by 2, and that does match up with your rate of change, -3/2. So let's plot these points, though. Let's go ahead and plot them on our graph. -2, 0. 0, -3. 2, -6. And then finally, 4, -9, which is kind of off our, where we can graph. Let me move this down. There it is. +4, -9, which is right here. And this is how you would graph it. Notice the y-intercept here is -3. And notice the slope of the line, we're going down 3/2, down 3/2. Well, that's the slope, down 3/2.